Everybody, and welcome back to Falcon Plays Dark Souls. Now, I really hate this part that I'm gonna have to explain now. This is my second time. This is gonna be the second time I go through Anor Londo, at least the first half portion to it, to the second bonfire. What I mean by that is, I actually went through this already, recording and whatnot. However, I had to record another game that used different settings for how I record my output of my raw files in order to, like, render and all that other stuff. I recorded Dark Souls that way, and basically, without mending too many hairs, the frame rate was fucking terrible, like completely terrible, dog shit terrible, and I did not feel good about actually putting that quality out for you guys, so I apologize for that. It means that the first half of Anor Londo is pretty much completed now. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to run through it as I would have regularly and just show you off like where certain things are at and certain traps and whatnot, just because otherwise I feel like I'm kind of jipping you out of this run. So again, I really apologize for that. It's unfortunate one of the things that when you kind of mess around with settings to record over and over and over. So again, deep apologies for that, and I'm gonna do this legit though. We're gonna go through it regularly as if nothing went wrong in the first place, even though it hasn't. You know, I've explained that to you now. Alrighty, one of the things that you should be able to notice right now is that I'm no longer rocking the Claymore, I'm rocking the Greatsword now, which is at plus 14. I was able to upgrade that with all the Titanite chunks I got in the new Londo ruins last episode. The Greatsword is the sword that, I guess, Black Iron Tarkus uses, so we're at least one step closer to that build. We're here right now is basically Anor Londo. From Sense Fortress, you take the gargoyle right over to Anor Londo. Boom, here we are. Anor Londo, really beautiful and whatnot. These giant soldiers will not attack you unless you basically, trigger them to attack, right? So, there's really no reason to fuck with them unless you want to get that chest that's back there, which I already did. I believe that had some sort of shards or something to that degree. I guess I'll fight one of them just so you can kind of get an idea as to how you would normally kind of deal with this guy. So, the Greatsword really does wonders for this area. This is my first time really rocking the Ultimate Greatsword. What it does is ridiculous. I mean, look at this attack, man. Like 407. Okay, I didn't see that guy come to life and get animated there. All right, bro, so you need to relax over here. Just trying to show off the damage of the Ultra Greatsword. So, as you can see, one two-handed attack is like 407. It basically just almost drains the life out of these guys here. And this guy has like one of the craziest goddamn, ranged attacks with that sweep of his. Alrighty, the only downside of the Greatsword that I've kind of realized just recently is that, obviously, because it's a really heavy weapon, it does require a lot more stamina usage per swing. So, it's kind of a difference for me because now I kind of have to be, I guess, aware that I tire out with less swings, so that's one of the downsides to it. However, the damage output is kind of really fucking ridiculous. Again, I'm not too really used to like using ultimate greatswords or just like strength builds altogether, so it's kind of like, you know, threading on new grounds for me to a degree. I mean, I've messed with them before, yeah, but not really serious like this. If you continue on over here, you'll basically get the bonfire for Anor Londo, the first one. There's going to be one of the fire keepers right here that kind of guards Anor Londo and whatnot. She will go aggro on you if you do decide to go the dick route and kill Guinevere, but why would you want to do that? Then you'd pretty much be missing out on the amazing chest ahead, and you don't want to do that. Going on that way is basically heading over to, what is it, Seats, Fortress, Funhouse, whatever you want to call it. We're not doing that just yet, though. We need to actually go down to this area first and foremost. So Anor Londo is basically our first thing. Again, I'm going to actually retrace my steps and actually just walk and talk through this whole thing again. And I will note where there's certain things that don't respawn necessarily. I really apologize. I really feel bad about it. But again, I didn't want to put out like some sort of framey, I guess, product out there where it's just going to be like looking really terrible. I mean, it wasn't that framey, but it was like certain parts it was just really noticeable, and I'd rather put out something that looks good as opposed to just like, you know, put something out for the sake of it. A minute left. When you get to this point, there's going to be a gargoyle hanging out in that little, I guess, gazebo over there. That gazebo's going to be raised up. You won't be able to run through it. Right now I could actually just run through it and whatnot, but when you get here, there's going to be a gargoyle guarding it, and this gazebo's going to be up, and you won't be able to access it just yet. So you would fight the gargoyle here. The gargoyle that I'm talking about is basically the bell gargoyles that you fought early in the bell towers, or that we fought in the bell towers, essentially. So he's like a common enemy now, as you could imagine. So it's really easy to do. It gives you another chance as well to actually get the gargoyle tail axe in case you missed it the first time around. Once you're over here, though, you'll notice you're kind of stuck because that gazebo is up. You can't access that. So obviously what you have to do is kind of go through here, which is kind of like one of the dick parts of Dark Souls, where it's kind of like, man, dude, really have to kind of do this little weird catwalk over here like I'm Right Said Fred, and like, you know, I'm so sexy for this catwalk apparently. And once you get up over here, you can kind of just jump off. I normally just roll off just to be on the safe side here. And this would be the entrance to getting around the fact that there is the gazebo's raised up. There's going to be a lot of Painted Guardians here. What these guys do is essentially guard the entrance to the Painted World of Ariamis. Not only that, the Painted World of Ariamis, at least the entrance to it, is where, okay, relax bro, is basically where our armor is, our Black Iron Tarkus armor, so we will get to that eventually. Once you settle your business with these guys down here, let me just pump an Estus flask just to be safe here. This is actually kind of tricky just because I am a Neanderthal by nature, so finesse is not really my name of the game. Over here you obviously have to kind of do this little weird catwalk here in the rafters, and you probably in best nature not to kind of run through it. I mean, unless you're doing a speed run, and if you are, then goddamn, you're a baller yourself, but I try to go really slowly here because otherwise I'm gonna just fucking fall and kill myself. In the interest of fairness, I did fall my first time around here. I did record that and everything, so don't think that, you know, I didn't die here. I did, because I'm a clumsy oaf, so I did die here for sure. So in the interest of full disclosure, I'm just letting you guys know. Once you get over here, there's going to be this chain right here that's cut now. But it's not going to be cut when you get here the first time. If you swing at it, it'll cut it, and then this chandelier will fall down and give you access to an item that you'll be able to pick up later. Continuing onward over here. Okay, wait a minute. Slow down there, Speedy. Let's just reel it in there for a second, man. Alright, so we're going to continue going over here. These painted warriors, or whatever the fuck, painted guardians, they're kind of assholes because they will toss knives like that at you. And obviously, fighting up here is not one of the things you want to be doing. Luckily for us, we do take care of them in one swing due to the fact that our Ultra Greatsword is kind of beefed up right now, so that's going to be pretty easy for the most part. I mean, basically, as long as you block their attacks, you should be okay. Most of the times, they'll basically jump at you and kind of kill themselves like the first one managed to do. Is this guy going to pretty much do the same, or is he just going to be an ass and hang out back there and not do anything? Practice what I do, not what I say. Or practice what I say, not what I do, but not the best interest to actually lock onto enemies up here because, especially with Dark Souls' weird camera, you could probably fall off doing that. So, as you can see, that guy decided to just pretty much kill himself. I guess he realized he had absolutely no chance next to us because I am a fucking baller. So why even bother, right? Painted Guardian? If you only knew. Alrighty. So once you're down over here, that's basically where we want to head to. And our gear is going to be by that painting over there. But we'll get to that eventually. The first time around, you'll want to kind of go through this area here. The gazebo here, oh, you motherfucker. I guess I could just jump. Can I make that jump? I guess we're going to find out the hard way. Either way, this gazebo would be up, and you'll be able to just kind of approach it, turn a knob, and it's going to lower the gazebo down, so you have that little shortcut so you don't have to go through that area again in case you were to die. And once you lower it, there's going to be a second gargoyle they have to fight. And I've never done this before, so let's see how this works out. Bombs away. Okay, it doesn't work. Alrighty, so sorry about that. It was me testing the waters there and my theory failing on me. So, again, since we've lowered this before, we could actually just go through here. But basically, this gazebo will be up there. You'll be able to kind of turn this knob that's going to be right over here. And what this will do is it'll bring down the gazebo down to this level and have a shortcut in case you do die. However, my bloodstain's going to probably be up there above. So what we want to do is kind of raise this so we can grab my bloodstain really quickly because I had a few souls. I don't really care about that, but I'd rather like to keep the humanity. We're actually going down. My bad, I turned this the wrong way. You can lower this one down, which will actually, well, you know what? Perfect spot to actually go and grab our Black Iron Tarkus gear. So in a sense, probably this is all working out for its best here. Or actually, no, this isn't too... Yeah, it is. Sorry, good. Alrighty, so over here you're going to be dealing with a bunch of Painted Guardians. One of them's over here fucking hiding like an asshole. Alright, come over here, bro. What are you even doing? Do you realize the situation you're in here? Just one-hit kills, man. That's what's happening here. Now, I feel kind of, like, you know, cheesy a bit, like actually rocking this sword, because I'm just killing these motherfuckers so goddamn easily. Just even the Iron Knights, or the Giant Knights, which usually are not that easy to kind of deal with, believe me, but I don't know, man. This is kind of the build that I wanted to do, and you know, here is the repercussion to it, or at least the upside to it, I'd imagine. Not really a repercussion, because killing these guys in one hit and a lot of enemies seems to be boding pretty well for me. There you go. Little two-handed attack there. Okay, relax with the knife throwing, man. This isn't a fucking carnival, right? You're not the great Houdini or whoever. There's a really popular knife thrower in history and whatnot. Be sure to let me know. Okay. Oh, there's gonna be a really popular Painted Guardian after he wrecks my life after me showing off and over here bragging about, oh, I'm just killing these guys in one hit. Really good on my part. Alrighty. Don't jump away, just take your due diligence and just take it, man. Just, you know, be like a, you know, cracked out a porn star and just take it. What? No, I don't want to deal with that many penises. No, it's fine, just take it, baby. That's what you're getting paid for. I wonder how is the salary of a, get this spell out of my thing here. I really do wonder how the salary for a porn star is. I'd imagine they make a lot more money than I'll ever see in my life, but I wonder if there's like perks to it, like, you know, if there's like, you know what type of perks I'm talking about, like, you know, like, I guess access to certain illegal product and whatnot. I'd imagine you'd probably have to be in order to film some of those scenes that you're in. I mean, not that I'm necessarily, I mean, if you're a porn star and you're listening to this and you feel insulted, I apologize. I mean, I'm just a really narrow-minded individual. Who am I to really, you know, talk about your lifestyle? Here I am, if anything, just in the middle of the day playing Dark Souls and recording it for YouTube, so who am I to really complain? Alrighty, so this here is, lore-wise, let me pick this up really quickly. Lore-wise, it's very pretty much prominent that, or at least it's believed that this is basically Black Iron Tarkus right here. He has all the Black Iron gear, which doesn't necessarily make him Tarkus because the Knights of Baronite actually rocked his armor. But Tarkus was able to actually make it an Anor Londo, and because of his huge fucking weight, because of his equipment, it is pretty much thought that he did fall from that rafter area, which we progressed through just about right now. So it's a really good example as to that could be Tarkus, and more than likely it is. So now that we have his equipment though, let's actually equip it on and finally complete the look here. Now, again, this is going to be kind of different for me because I'm not used to rocking this type of armor whatsoever. The only time I ever use heavy armor is when I deal with the four kings, because usually you try to want to just, it's kind of like a DPS battle with the kings, and by DPS I'm not necessarily talking about like double penetration or anything like that. It's the Black Iron leggings. Alright, so we have the Black Iron gear all around. So now I'm going to be probably fat rolling, or no, medium roll. That's actually pretty good. And the reason we're medium rolling is because I have been pumping a bit of endurance, but not only that, I also have Havel's Ring and the Ring of Favor and Protection. So those are the rings we're going to stick with, and as long as I can get through the game just medium rolling, I should be okay. If I didn't have this on... Oh, I could actually still medium roll. That's actually quite impressive. Alrighty, so either way, Black Iron Tarkus, let me do a little well, what is it, just to kind of commemorate the situation here. Alright, perfect. So now we are completely Black Ironed out. I believe this is going to be really heavy on the fire defense, so, and I guess just overall defense altogether. So I'll be able to take a few more hits now. And oddly enough, we're not taking a penalty to our rolling. I guess I'm kind of like in the medium roll. There's a fast medium roll as well. I think that's what I was rocking before I equipped this armor, but you know, whatever, man. Black Iron Tarkus is finally aboard, so from this point onward, just call me fucking Tarkus, man. Now, speaking of calling me Tarkus, I do need to Tarkus myself up to the upper level to grab my Bloodstain. Because, you know, obviously, I couldn't clear that jump. Which apparently I was so set on the fact that, thinking that I could. This right here is kind of like the only part I really hate. It's kind of like, man, dude, just let me go on, man. Let me just hurry it up. I hate having to deal with, like, you know, with little situations like this where you, like, turn stuff and you have to wait for it to go up because I'm really impatient. That and, you know, don't tell anybody, but I'm really, you know, I've pretty much been doing lines off strippers' crack holes for the, you know, majority of the day, so I'm kind of a little bit, on edge here. No, that's not really true. I'm actually on edge because, I'm on really short, or I'm lack of sleep, I should say, like, severe lack of sleep. Like, I'm talking like 2 hours here in the last 2 days, which, you know, if you're a hardcore insomniac, that seems like nothing to you, and you're like, yeah, it's only 2 hours? Oh, boo-hoo, baby. I'm aware, I mean, I am slightly insomniac because I like the night, but, not to that degree, so I've been rather sleepy, and I've been trying to keep myself up by drinking caffeine, so it's not really making the situation any better, as, you know, don't listen to people where it's kind of like, oh, you're tired, you know, have some energy drinks, have some caffeine. Man, dude, I'm like over here just shaking, I mean, if you can't hear it in my voice, then believe me, if you saw me, I would look like I have Parkinson's right now. I'm just kind of like shaking on edge over here. No, that's not me making fun of people with Parkinson's, believe me. I love Michael J. Fox, so I would not do that. DeLorean, man. Back to the Future. That was my dude. Teen Wolf? I mean, I grew up with that shit, man. Alrighty, so let's see here. The Iron Knights, or the Giant that's gonna hang out over here, it's gonna be 2 of them, right? In your best interest, you just draw one out. So let me, in fact, draw this motherfucker out here. There's another, as you can see the area behind him. It's open because I had to open it in order to get back to the start, to kind of, Okay. Okay, don't come at me, both of you. Don't come at me, both of you. Now, you don't have to necessarily fight these guys. You can just, in fact, run past them. Head to the next area over here. And you know what? Just for the sake of the... God... Okay, you need to go away. Alright, don't scare me like that. Go the fuck away. Alright. Yeah, move, bitch. Yeah. Yeah, don't make me... Don't have me catch you over here again. I could fight him, but whatever. It's not really necessary right now. Oh! I knew that was there. I was just kind of testing the waters, kind of, you know, making the playthrough a little bit on edge here. So you don't have to necessarily fight them. You can, but, you know, as you get to the point over here, they'll retreat back over there, and you have to kind of deal with that mess. The part over here, though, this you do have to deal with. These gargoyles here will kind of, more than likely, most of the time, just kind of kill themselves. If you block their attack, they have a tendency to jump back and just kind of jump off the edge by themselves, like it's very suicidal by nature, it seems. Maybe this guy will display it for us. No, you won't. Now, what these dudes have, like, as you can see me, I'm blocking their attack and they're getting a little bit of damage in. That's because their attack or their weapon, the demon spear, is embedded with lightning, so it's not, my shield isn't blocking lightning altogether, so that's why I'm taking a little bit of damage blocking their attack. But it's a really big deal. Which is kind of really weird to me is the fact that if they do have wings, because they're fucking gargoyles, when they jump off the ledge, why don't they, you know, just flap their wings and get back up here? Like, this guy, for instance, right? He just took off right there, and he's just pretty much dead to the world. It's like, dude, you have wings. Use your wings, man. It's like, rock some Red Bulls if you have to. It gives you wings. Apparently, you can't use yours. Alrighty, so, pincer attack ahead. Thank you. There's going to be a little bit of a trap over here, a pincer attack, so to say. Now, this right here is basically the asshole part of Anor Londo. If you get through this, you're pretty much set, other than fighting Ornstein the Smell, obviously, which is another fucking agenda in itself. You're gonna probably see some arrows coming down on me really soon. Or no, okay. I guess they didn't spot me right now. The pincer attack is gonna be another gargoyle, couple of gargoyles, I should say. Okay, don't push me off the ledge! Okay. Put your shield back up. Alright guys, so after that pitiful display, I mentioned this is kind of like the asshole portion of Anor Londo, and believe me, that's not the asshole portion. This pincer attack is not what I was referring to. Oddly enough, more than likely I'm gonna over here die to the pincer attack, but not die to the actual portion which I was actually trying to focus on here. Alright, gargoyles, need to fucking relax right now. These gargoyles seem to have my number right now. It's really fucking ridiculous. Let me see if I could get rid of this man here. Okay. Go away. Don't do it, gargoyle. Don't you fucking do it. Alright, let me rock this Estus here already. Those arrows that you're seeing, by the way, that's the asshole portion. However, it's not gonna affect you right now if you play with any sort of caution like I'm not, you know, basically. Again, a perfect example of do as I say, not as I actually do. Alrighty, cool. Thank you for fucking finally placating the fact that I needed to get around you. Okay, so these arrows that are flying at me are basically coming from over there. There's a silver knight over there just shooting these, he's using a dragon's bow, I believe, which shoots dragon arrows. Now these things, you can block them, however, they have a pushback effect. How this affects you? Well, I'll show you soon enough. Well, hopefully not by demonstrating it by dying, but I'll give you a hint right now. So there's two of them, right? Both at an angle hitting you. As you can imagine, if you block them, if you hang out there in the catwalk that you have to kind of go up and block them, it's gonna push you back, and you don't want that happening. So, you wanna... Oh, shit! Okay, that was a perfect example that I was actually not trying to perform, but hey, there you go. In the entrance of the walkthrough, there you go. That would be a perfect example of it, right? Alrighty, let me stop fucking around here. Alright, let's just rush it here. It's not really difficult, believe me. I'm making it look difficult because I'm an idiot, and I'm a nincompoop, and I'm a Neanderthal by nature, so... There you go. So once you get up over here, this is when you kind of have to prepare. Now, there's two ways you can kind of go about this. If you have any ranged effects, like a bow or anything like that, I would highly recommend you just get some poison arrows and shoot them with a few poison arrows and poison them. Then you could basically have poison kill them from afar, and you have an easy walk into Anor Londo. Or at least the main portion of Anor Londo. We're not going to do that, though. We're going to do this the ballsy way here, which basically is going to more than likely result in my death. If it doesn't, I'm going to be quite surprised. So, they have stopped right now. Another thing you could do is actually use the thief ring or any sort of ring that kind of conceals your movement to a degree. Really, really good thing to do as well. Alrighty, alrighty. Don't fucking do it. Don't do it. Alright, keep walking, keep walking. Alright, good. that went well only because of the ultimate greatsword. Essentially, it lets you stagger opponents in one hit. So otherwise, what would happen right there is a guy would basically leave his ranged attack mode, go into melee attack mode, and then he would just kind of block your pad while his friend in the back just shot you in the back with those arrows and just kind of fuck your life over, as you almost saw happen right there. Luckily, oddly enough, I died to the gargoyles and not to the asshole portion of that, Anor Londo stage, which I wanted to show off. So much for that, right? Here right here is going to be the main portion of Anor Londo. This is going to be almost a pathway to the Ornstein and Snow fight. And over here, this is a really big hot PvP hotspot. A lot of people like to PvP in Anor Londo, and this is basically where most of it takes place. Siegmeyer. Our bro is going to be hanging out over here, Solaire, and basically, if you talk to him...
You really are fond of chatting with me, aren't you? If I didn't know better, I'd think you had feelings for me. Oh no, dear me, pretend you didn't hear that.
And apparently, Solaire has a boner for us, so that's perfectly cool, Solaire. You know what, you're bro enough. We could have bro boners, maybe, as long as we call it no homo and we're probably both intoxicated, it probably wouldn't seem gay. Not that there would be anything wrong with that. I mean, if you're gay and, it's perfectly cool, go ahead. No big deal. Either way, so basically, this is going to give you the main spot here, and then from this point on, what I'm going to do next episode is actually go through this little section and give you that run through as soon as possible, and then we'll also deal with the Ornstein and Snow fight. And also deal with the smith that's in the giant smith that's also in Anor Londo. So that's gonna be next episode, guys. So again, I really apologize for having to retrace my steps and show you secondhand what I was trying to talk about. Hopefully, I discussed things or at least explained things good enough for you to kind of understand. But either way, hopefully you guys are okay with what went down over here. And if you did enjoy the episode, I encourage you to go ahead and click that thumbs up button. The support really does mean a lot. And once again, guys, I will catch you next time.